Welcome again to Joe Stunner Boxing. So, Jared Anderson moves to 17-0 with 15 KOs. He wins just a terrible fight, incredibly boring fight against Ryad Mehry of Belgium. Mehry came in with 32 wins and 2 defeats. He's a cruiserweight, first of all. He looks like a cruiserweight. He looks like a bloke who's moved up in weight. I don't think he's even 6 feet tall. Excuse me. He looks soft around the middle, stocky guy. He's obviously put on a bit of muscle to try to convince people he's a heavyweight. He isn't. This was a glorified sparring session. Mehry threw, I don't know what they said something about it being one of the lowest CompuBox output in terms of punches from Mehry in the history of CompuBox, which kind of sums up his performance. I mean, 32 wins and 26 KOs implies he's got a bit of pop, but most of those fights have been compiled in Belgium. 2 defeats. One was only 2 fights ago to Kevin Lorena on points, and he's not a bad fighter, Kevin Lorena. The other one was to Arsene Gulamarian in 2018, where he got stopped in 11 rounds. Since then, he made his name, if you can say that, against Tony Yoka. Won a split decision over in France, and that got him this payday. And that's all it was to him, was a payday, because this was 10 rounds of nothing. Now, excuse me. Now, Jared Anderson, I suppose, he's only 24. He's had his out-of-the-ring problems. He's got some sort of court case coming up for a little police chase. He sent the police on a little wild goose chase. So he's going to be in court soon. So you could be forgiven for thinking, well, his mind wasn't fully on the job. And, he treated it like a sparring session. Switch hitting a lot. Class was an orthodox fighter, banging in the jab. Then he'd switch. Crowd were booing because it was so boring. How much of this is a case of not being able to get a guy out of there who doesn't want to fight, and how much of it is a case of a fighter lacking the imagination to open up a guy? Because sometimes you get these fighters in front of you, and it's like you're trying to open a tin can with a rusty tin opener, I think that most of the problem should be, most of the blame, if you like, should be with Ryad Mehry. But Anderson, again, probably his mind wasn't fully on the job, and he didn't really do anything wrong. He was jabbing and letting his hard punches go. He wasn't being reckless. He was sticking to the game plan. And Mehry just covered up and survived. I mean, there isn't really a great deal else to say about this fight. It was instantly forgettable. Anderson, I don't think enjoyed the booze, but then why would he? Tim Bradley said of Ryad Mehry, if I never see him again, I'll be happy. He's right, because the guy just didn't try to win. He came here for the paycheck. And when you stay up, as I did, the time now is about 5:30 or something in the morning, UK time, and you try to sit through that. It's difficult to stay awake. Just a terrible fight. And Anderson, again, 24 years old. He obviously is a heavyweight. I mean, he's 6'4", and has got the weight to match. Carries it well. There's some skills there. There's no doubt about it. And if you've got a guy in front of you who don't want to fight, it is difficult to open him up. But I don't know what to say. Don't know what else to say, really. Not much happened. If you didn't see this one, for Christ's sake, don't go digging it out, because you'll be asleep. Well, actually, if you need to have a good old kip, go and dig this one out, because it's boring as hell. Anderson's got a future, definitely. But when they announced this fight, I thought, that's a strange one, Ryad Mehry. And I think what they were doing was they were trying, after the Charles Martin fight, they were trying to bring Anderson down a level, especially with his out-of-the-ring problems, just to give him keep him busy. And if that was the case, he got the 10 rounds in, but it was pointless 10 rounds because it was just sparring, rather uninspired, dull sparring. So it kind of backfired. Maybe they wanted him to get a spectacular highlight reel knockout. So they brought in Mehry, who is just a cruiserweight. And they thought, this guy will go out in 3 rounds and Anderson will be back to being the power punching, killer that he's looked prior to Charles Martin. Didn't work out. Didn't work out like that at all. But anyway, if you got any comments on this fight, did you see it? Or did you find it as dull as I did? I bet you did. Probably more so. Yeah. What do you think about Anderson, though? What do you think he should have got rid of Mehry? Do you think he should have opened him up and dealt with him better? Or do you think, it's difficult to get rid of someone who just don't want to fight, who just covers up and survives? Tell me what you think. Comments below and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And hit the like button, do all that good stuff. Support the channel. Much appreciated. I always appreciate your time. Thanks a lot, guys and girls. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.